Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning. Mary almost.
Stop it.
Mary
Stop
almost.
it. Oh my gosh.
I got my Mary on.
You seem really dark in the thing today.
We do seem dark in the
Odd.
thing. That's
This is-
because
this.
it's lightness.
Hey, Lyric, will you pull this, fix these? We're dark. We're dark. We want you to
I
know
can
it's
do
us.
it.
It's really
Let's
us.
see.
So you know.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Are we better? We're better now?
It's weird that it was so dark today.
I don't know because it's dark in here. I turned out all the lights. There is that. Yeah, the lighting is weird in here sometimes.
I know, yeah.
And it's a little grayish out, so.
But as long as you're all here with us, that's all that matters.
That's right. You're
as long
the
as you're here with us,
sun.
that's all that matters.
You're getting an echo? Echo.
You
Do I still have an echo?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what to do about that.
Well-
Oh, maybe let me turn this one off.
Let's double
Is
check.
it better?
Yes.
Okay.
How about that now?
I think it's because my other microphone was
It's
on.
picking it up. Oh,
Yeah.
Is Lyric gonna need that? Or will it use it?
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Hi. How's it going? I am so happy. There's several things I want to celebrate before we start. Can we?
all right.
All right. So today there's a few celebrations. One, welcome back, Evie.
Yay! We
Evie,
miss you when you're not here.
Yes, we do miss you. And Evie is back in the house, doing well.
Back
and
at it.
There we go. That's what.
Yes, recovering well, looks good.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you smiling even.
It's smiling.
This is
I
good
love
sign.
that.
This and laughing, this is a good sign.
This is a very good time. And we have a very special birthday coming up
What?
this week.
What birthday could it be?
It is
One of our founding members?
one of our founding members,
Partners, yep.
Anne. Yes. Yay!
Last week.
We took care of
Took care
Barbie.
of ours.
This is coming up.
Right, I know.
Hey,
I just can't take all this.
Yes, you
sometimes.
can.
Yeah,
you can.
have
You're
to.
taking all of it.
You're
You have
there.
to. No,
We're gonna
good
give
for
her
you.
her card.
Okay.
Come get your card, cutie.
We got a card for you. Hi
Yay!
guys.
We were
So-
just about to give Anne a birthday card.
Yeah. So
One of our founding partners. Thank you
she's
so
gonna be
much.
17.
17.
So, yeah.
Baby.
Just
Such
a baby.
baby.
Just a baby.
Thank you, loves.
And then
Welcome. We love you.
my other celebration that I want to talk about.
Celebrate
Good times. Come on.
Okay.
All right. So my other celebration I want to talk about is Girl Child.
Girl child.
Girl Child lyric.
Child.
Oh.
You guys don't know.
refer.
That's we call her girl child.
We call her Girl Child. We have
Yes.
Boy
The
Child and
only
Girl Child.
child in my house.
That is
That's
true.
Right, yes.
And they're twins. So Girl Child has started a business called Littles by Lyric. And
What by chance are littles?
Littles are little cookies.
Oh,
They're little cookies. And there is samples up there along with order forms in the back.
Just
So,
launched it this weekend.
and they're
officially.
amazing. They have little L's on them. So, not for loser, for littles. For little lyrics. Yes. So, I just wanted to, that's our celebration.
Well,
So,
no, and she made them because it's our second
she
anniversary.
did.
So
Oh,
they're
that's
because
right.
She made them to celebrate our second
That's
year
the other
on the
celebration.
sofa.
Yes, we're 2 years on the sofa.
Oh my gosh, we're still talking.
We're still talking.
Sorry about that.
Still,
Sorry about
still
that.
tough to talk about 2 years in.
I remember we were worried that what if we ran out of things to talk about?
I don't know why. I mean, 50 years now, and we're still
I just had,
talking away.
I gotta tell him, I had this vision. I picked Jeannie up today, And I had this vision for
Oh
a
my
moment.
goodness.
I used to, when my mother was alive, I used to pick her up and then we'd go to the store, we'd run our little errands. And for a moment, I had this flash forward as Ginny's coming to the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to be old ladies together. I can already see it. Okay, I'll pick you up. Come on, let's go.
I love that.
You know, I can just, and
I
she's
love
getting
that.
in the car.
I'm
and I'm
getting
like,
in the car. Yep, that's us.
yeah, two old ministers together getting in the car. Going
That's us. I can't wait to see how that goes. Yeah.
Why does it
Well,
say 2010?
what do you mean?
Oh,
2010?
that's me. I don't know why.
Because, you know,
Can you fix that? I was just stuck on that year, apparently.
apparently. So, oh, I didn't bring the bowl out.
I didn't even catch that I wrote that. So funny. That's their birthday.
Yeah.
It's 2010, so in my head.
Ah.
So,
Ding.
well, I could do this.
Well, hang on a second, because one of the new girl children
Oh,
just ran to get the bowl.
dun.
She is amazing. That's awesome.
As usual,
That was
we're
awesome.
very crazy this morning already.
That's right.
Some good energy here.
There
We've got
is
our
great
peeps in the
energy
house.
here.
And if you're not here with us, we wish you would join us. If you're local, we'd love to see you in person, especially with this time of year coming up. We'd like
Absolutely.
to be connected. Anne needs her hugs.
That's
So,
right.
well, we need our
And
hugs.
we need our
too.
hugs too. And it's such
Not
a
just
gift.
Anne, I know. And we just love your presence. We love that all of you are here. But if you can't be here, we're grateful for our technology that we can still live
Absolutely.
stream and reach our friends on the east side of the country, as well as, I mean, I don't know, maybe your sister still watches us all the way in
She
Australia.
watches us,
So,
yeah.
you know, we're global.
We are global.
We're global now.
Yes.
I know.
Well, and we have our friend Laura in the UK, Divine
See?
CEO.
Oh,
They also share us. So.
love that. So
Yeah, so we are
We're
worldwide.
in the world. We're worldwide.
Mhm.
But right now we're here at the Unleash Your Life Studios, which is the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's practice, her classes, and she generously donates this space to us every Sunday. So we really appreciate that.
Yes, we do. And so we're located at 7220 North 16th Street. We are between Glendale and Northern,
Literally,
literally.
right?
And that is 85020 if you're plugging it into GPS.
Yeah. So if you're not here today, make plans to join us next time. Bring friends, and I'm looking forward to filling this room up.
There you go. So you're going to pray us in?
I can praise him.
Alrighty.
Ooh, oh, I like it. I like it. Don't silence it. We gotta let it be big. With a big breath. Coming into this space, into this moment, being present, letting go of anything that has come before this moment. Feeling our feet on the ground, feeling grounded, feeling the connection in the room, feeling the connection online, recognizing there is one power, one presence. There's only one moment, one life. And we call it God. We call it divine. We call it energy. We call it source. It is all there is. It is love. It is joy. It is laughter. It is that connection. It is that energy we feel between each other. And each one of us is expressing that love, that joy, that energy uniquely as ourselves. We are each unique, perfect manifestations of source, of divine energy, of the one. And so from that truth, I speak my word into the law, knowing that as I do, I set the law of God in motion for the highest and best for everyone here, for everyone hearing my voice and beyond. Knowing that as we are present, as we are grounded in this moment, we receive what is ours to receive. It blesses us, it guides us. As we allow ourselves to be present in this moment, we feel that connection strongly growing between us. I'm so grateful for our time together. I'm grateful for this moment, for the teachings, for the sharings, for the comments. That is this time. And so I let it go and know that it's divinely guided and so blessed. And together we say, and so,
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So, continuing on our theme of joy,
Joy to the world.
we have I let my inner joy shine, 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 like the sun wherever I go. Speaking of sunshine, hello, my dear. Ah, wonderful. Reading today is on page 101. And
have a book on your own.
do you need a book?
Do you need a book, Abby?
I'll take a book.
Thank you.
Oh, Amy got
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
You're not reading, Amy?
Oh, listen.
Okay, 101 in New Thoughts for Today by Affiliated New Thought Network. So we have been doing this 2 years now, reading out of this book, and I love it.
We're getting through it.
Wellspring of joy. As we commune with the source, we feel joy, the great surge of emotion that tells us we are one with all good. Jack and Cornelia Addington, The Joy of Meditation.
That's a great book.
It is easy to feel happy when your life is going well. No kidding, right?
What is that supposed to
In
mean?
spring, the air is warm, the sun is shining, birds are singing, the flowers are blooming. In winter, the air is cold, the clouds are raining or snowing, and trees and bushes are barren. Sometimes we can feel happy or sad, depending on the season or the weather, which are part of our outer circumstances. Very important there. Reverend Jacques Lemay, my former religious science minister, often said, happiness is an inside job. I prefer the word joy to describe the kind of happiness that we generate from within ourselves. When we experience and know our oneness with the spirit within us, we experience joy. Experiencing our oneness with the God within us is most directly accessible through meditation. With enough spiritual practice, we generate joy like the sun generates light and heat. We can feel joy even when the weather is gloomy. A recent National Geographic article about Yo-Yo Ma was a wonderful example of how someone can be a citizen ambassador for good, spreading joy and collaboration for good wherever he goes. Like Yo-Yo Ma, we all have the potential to express ourselves to the fullest with joy.
Amen.
I let my inner joy shine like the sun wherever I go. Steve Huffman, religious science practitioner, religious science, Flagstaff, Arizona.
Ooh, just up
Just
north.
up north there.
Steve.
So Yo-Yo Ma, I had to look up because I didn't know,
Really?
was a
Yes.
French-American cellist, right?
Cellist.
But he is also a United Nations messenger of peace. Yes. So that is amazing. You know, so that's what they were really speaking of in the article was his position in the United Nations as a messenger of peace. Wow.
How cool to be a messenger of peace.
Right?
Who are you? Well, so what are you doing?
Yeah,
What do you
what's your
do?
job
I'm a
title?
messenger of peace.
Well, I'm a messenger of peace.
A messenger
Yeah.
of peace.
I like that.
A messenger of joy.
Right?
I'm a messenger of love. Let's put those hats on and run around with them.
Right? With
So all these
that.
other hats we wear.
I know.
How about that one?
That I like that one.
I do too.
I like that.
I mean, have you
one.
ever done that? Have you ever taken a class or something where they say, list out all the hats you wear?
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, okay, that's easy. I'll list, mom,
Daughter,
wife,
sister,
blah, blah,
wife.
and then
yeah.
next you know, you start listing, and then there's this one, and
Yeah.
then there's that one. Next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, how many hats?
What
do
a
I
big
wear?
head I
It
have.
freaks you out. I know. It's a little freaky when you're like, geez, can I get,
Right?
and then if you can just go, okay, let's put them all over here
Mhm.
for a moment. And who is Michelle
Right.
without all these hats? And that's a lot. That's a big inner work right there. But if you can add to your hats or take those all off and just
However you look
wear
at it. Yeah.
messenger of peace or love or joy, whatever one resonates with you, and try that out for a day and see what happens. That's pretty cool.
So I love that we kind of got here because yesterday in our best year yet class. It was our last one
Oh,
for the year, which was amazing because we did get to celebrate the different things. Everybody celebrated the things that they had either accomplished in the outside world
Mhm.
or what they had learned for their inner world of
Affects your outside.
right that affects your outside world. But sometimes it's not sometimes it's always about the journey. It's always about what we're doing, because a lot of times when we want something in the outside world, it's because we think that's going to bring us a place of peace,
Mhm.
joy, happiness, freedom, whatever it is that we think that exterior thing, like a new house, a new car, a new job,
When I get this,
Right.
when that happens,
Right.
when so and
And
so,
there's and I'm not
then
saying
I'll-
not to have that. Absolutely.
right, but it shouldn't be the
Absolutely.
then.
Don't hang your
Exactly.
happiness on it though.
Exactly, because that
Yeah.
happiness is an inside job. And what I loved that Reverend Dr. Michelle did yesterday was about having us recognize the gifts that we bring to the world in ways of the spirit, or what we are innately giving to the world. Like for me, innately, humor is one of them, right? That's an innate thing that I do. And for Anne, hugs, right? That's an innate thing. Like you cannot meet Anne without getting a
Messenger
hug.
of hugs. I forgot.
Yeah,
That's
messenger of hugs, you know what I mean? And so it's like when we know that there's this thing that we already are, can we give more of it as a gift, right? Without it being, so like I saw a meme today, addressed to grown children. We're not asking for your presents, we're asking for your presence.
Yeah.
We don't want you to buy us something. And my mother said that today too. I know you love me. I don't need you to send me a gift. Right.
Right.
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, people want the gift that we are in their lives. We did
Right.
ask my mom if we could send homemade things because,
Who doesn't
So-
like homemade?
and Dakota is creating these amazing charcuterie boards and stuff
Right.
like that. And then my
plug that real quick.
right.
She
Oh,
does.
yes. So after Sofa Sundays, head on down to
So it's just
2308 Indian School and
Indian school.
East Indian School. Sorry, 23. Yes, it's 23rd Street and Indian School. And Lula's Sweets, Arts, and More Shop, open house till 4:00. So head on down there where my partner is selling her wares of charcuterie boards and jewelry boxes, and they're fabulous.
Beautiful.
And so of course, that's what we'll be sending my mother. And my
Love it.
sister is also very crafty.
Mhm.
And she was talking about, good homemade gifts, right? And then she said, well, Donna, who is my sister's wife, she said she's not very crafty, so she'll be making a macaroni necklace. Shh, don't tell anybody. So
Awesome.
I just blew the surprise, Mama. Sorry. Yeah, macaroni necklace for the non-creative spouse. So yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do. I
But
think
you do,
homemade
you do
gifts
one.
are the best. So again, if you need to get me a homemade gift, Littles by Lyric. I want the chocolate mint or the peanut butter chocolate, just so you know. Yeah, there you go.
You know what we're getting,
Yeah,
Jeannie, this
you know
year.
what you're getting, Jeannie,
So
this year.
easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
So easy.
No, but thinking about that, especially thinking about looking outside of ourselves to have happiness
Mhm.
based on the conditions outside of ourselves. That's a tough place to be because we all know how fast that changes. One minute it
Mhm.
can be good, next minute it can be not good, next minute. So if it's just at everybody else's whim or the world's whim or the TV's whim or whatever, that's like, that doesn't,
Right.
I mean, a lot of us live there. I know, like, even though I know all of this stuff, I can catch myself being upset about something
Sure.
that's on the TV or that someone else did or that, whatever. And then I have to recheck myself, so like when I can recognize I'm still happy I'm still have happiness, even though this may not be what I want to be happening out here. Am I still good? I'm still happy. It doesn't derail me. I think that's a lot. There's a lot of work there.
Absolutely, there's a lot of work there. And, recently I had an experience that something made me have a fit for a little bit. And I'm just going to be honest.
And we're allowed.
Yes.
And we're never saying that you're not
Exactly.
allowed to have
your
fits.
fit.
Just don't.
Right. There's another
We're
gift
still
I
having
have.
a human experience.
There's
We're
another
still
gift I
having
have.
this.
I feel my feelings fully. All right? Every single one of them.
Anyone like that?
Right? I mean, they express themselves all through me. Yeah. And so I had this big feeling, and it was experiencing itself through me. And so when I have big feelings that are negative to me in my life, there's, tears are involved, and bitching is involved, and calling people, and writing, and all this kind of stuff, and cleaning. My house is never cleaner than when I'm angry. If you walk into my house and it's clean, leave. That is not a good sign. Walk into my house and it's a mess, we are having fun. Okay, so just so you know, if you walk in and you're like, oh, Jeannie, this place is nice. Here's your cookies. I'm out of here. So it's true, because I get sometimes emotions can be so big, right? That there's just not enough of you to hold it, right? So that's why cleaning's one of those things. I can just get the energy to move out. Energy in motion. So, and that's what happened to me this week. And I did those things and had an experience. And then, so that I had my experience, I had my emotions, and then I took care of myself by getting a pedicure, right? So I did something that was self-care for me that I enjoy, that makes me feel better. I did that. And then the next day, I saw the gifts and the opportunities and the thing that made me pissy, right? So that's how it works for me. I hope you have an experience as well. So let me ask, because I know Anne has an answer. Is that the one? Yeah.
No.
Let me ask.
Lyric.
How? Yeah, it's working. When you have a big emotion, how does that work through you?
How does it work through me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I let it out. I've been accused of fully feeling all the feelings thoroughly from one end to the other.
I knew we were kindred souls.
I think the trick for me is that I have people around me that can accept me in those spaces. That I don't always have to be. People are used to me being sunshiny, but I am not always sunshiny, and I'm not always happy, and I'm not always joy-filled. Well, I'm always joy-filled. I'm not always experiencing it. But I think that's the biggest thing, is that I feel safe to express it because of the people in my tribe who love me just like I am, with all of those things, including the things that other people, and sometimes me, consider flaws.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah. No, behind you there.
So this year, I went through brain mapping therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the techniques that we worked on, my therapist and I, is something called microdosing. We're not talking about shrooms. Is when you have one of those big emotions, you right away, as soon as you can, do a small self-care, whether it be a meditation or a snack. And the more you microdose after a big emotion, the more resilient you become. And it becomes much more of a habit. So I have a very emotionally draining job that can often be sad and angry in crisis situations. So before I go into one that I think is going to be difficult, I remind myself I just have to be in there for a short amount of time. I'm a conduit. It's going to go right through me. And then I'm going to do my microdose. But in my natural state without the microdose, I get like head to toe hot. I start balling up my fists, like scrunch my face up. So I'll let that go through, and then I have to remain calm. If I'm with a client at home, I can just go for it. But those microdoses are just amazing. Even
I
if
love
it's a little mantra or wiggling your toes in your shoes or taking a breath, just your microdose, a little self-care.
I
I love
love
that.
that microdose
Yeah.
self-care. Awesome.
I love that. And I always feel like one of the things I'll say is use it. You know,
Right.
so it's very similar. Very similar, and I'll say use it. Go use it as fuel. You know, if you can't, if it's not naturally dissipating, don't go wallow it and let it take you down. Instead, take it and use it for something that you need. So sometimes, if I'm upset about something, sometimes I will use it. Either I go to the gym and use it and fuel myself that way, or sometimes I'm in the middle of working on something and I'll take that energy and push it into that, because it's just an energy,
Right.
and you can make it for your own good. It doesn't have to be for your demise.
God,
Or
I wish
affect-
mine would make me clean.
See?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, see, now some people it's a natural reaction. Like you just have to the energy is so, and you just get busy and you start doing stuff. That's just a natural thing, but you can choose that. It might take a minute to push it in that direction, because it does. Our natural habits are for it to derail us and make us unhappy and go through all that. But you can train it over time to push it in a different direction. You're the boss. You have that power. You have to just be aware of what you're doing. When it's just running you, everything coming from the outside is pushing you around. You've forgotten who you are. You've forgotten your power, and you are living by default. You're just like bouncing around. But when you recognize your power, you're still going to have human experiences. But as fast as you can recognize, oh, this is affecting me, or I'm feeling this way, you can direct that energy in a way that will benefit you in the long run. It might be through gritted teeth until you can start to feel better, you know, but it will, cleaning the house at first, I don't know about you, but like if I were to decide, well, you know what, I'm angry, I'm upset about whatever, I could go do this, but that's not going to do me any good. It's going to make it worse. So I'll run around my house and clean the house. I might have to push to make that happen, or go clean my closet or whatever, something.
Yeah.
But once you get in there and start doing it, it shifts, and that energy starts to go that way, and it starts to actually feel really good, because then when you step out, something's clean, it feels good. You are changing the effect
Absolutely.
of that thing. So, you know, it is within us. It's our power and our ability to decide which way that's going to go. But oftentimes we're not deciding anything. We're just letting it wreak havoc on us. It have its way with us, and that we need to turn that around.
Right.
I think for myself, it's acknowledging how I feel,
Mm.
and then figuring out what the root of that is. And then I need, like, it's like you say, it's taking practice to develop that kind of tolerance. Be like, okay, why am I upset? What's the root of why I'm upset? And then I give it to God. Because sometimes we take on things that aren't for us to even
Oh,
take on.
yeah.
Like if I give it to him, I get to, kind of like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, where you have to manage your vibration, because sometimes those emotions bring you low. And it's like, if you know you operate at a high level, you gotta like stop and be like, okay, what can we do about this now? And then give it to God and keep moving
I
forward.
love that. Absolutely. What is our part? What's our thing to do? And do whatever you can do in that moment. I love it.
Your share reminded me of something that I was doing and I forgot. So thank you for reminding me about doing energy sweeps.
Mm.
Because often, not especially, but I experience it being a body worker, energy worker. I sometimes forget to leave my people's stuff with them.
Yes.
And I literally do a sweep. I literally wipe it off as if I have dust on me.
She's doing this. So for those who are online, so you know
Thank you for
what an energy
it's
sweep.
remarkable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
love
had
that.
some of my clients do that.
Yeah,
And
I so love that. What I used to do, or actually I sometimes no, honey, she can have it there. We are mic'd. I used to do this thing where sending the energy back to others and use my my spine as a pipe So I could see little pictures of them trying to climb out of the pipe and stuff. And then this is a great meditation on the toilet. I'm just going to tell you. You have them go down the pipe and right out. Return their energy to them. I know.
You never know what tools and practices
Yeah,
you're
you're going to find on the sofa. Yes. Yes, Ann.
We're talking about starting with acknowledging what you're feeling, and not let it run you. In other words,
Right.
have your emotions instead of them having you.
There it is.
It reminds me of a practice from Abraham, the channeled entities, where you're chewing on the contrast. And I love this concept because it starts out with, I feel like crap.
Yeah.
Because of blah, 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 or somebody
Yeah.
said such and such. And then I get to say, okay, well, thinking about, well, how do I raise that vibration? How do I move through that feeling, honoring it without living in it? And it comes to, okay, I feel like crap. Well, actually, my body's responding to something that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with my essence. And then as you go through chewing through the contrast, you keep shifting it toward where you want it to be. And in some programs they call it acting as if. But it's also a matter of recognizing that you can be a party to raising your vibration by reflecting on it and finding, okay, what's the next step that's tolerable, that doesn't feel false to me, because it's not like, oh, I'm fine.
Right.
It's not about that. It's not the spiritual bypass. It's a matter of acknowledging that I can choose to move through this. What's the next level of feeling that I can tolerate that feels genuine, but also moves my vibration up?
Yeah.
I love that,
I love
totally.
that.
And there are those times too where you just get that feeling, and you don't even know what that is. You speak your word or you're going to do something, and then you get that twinge, like that part of you that's like, I don't agree with that, or it says all this. And so sometimes I have to talk to that out because I recognize that over the years. Like I'll go make a move and I get this feeling, and I literally say to it now. I used to ignore it. I used to deny. And then I realized that it was like almost getting worse because I kept doing that. So instead now I'll just say, what is that? What is that? Almost like it's there in present form. Like, what is that? What are you trying to say? What aren't you agreeing with what I'm trying to do here? Because it's a opposite feeling of what I'm trying to feel, of the power I'm trying to feel. And then you get that little twinge of like, it's like as if you could have probably all feel it right now if you say, I have $1 million, and you get that twinge. Like, no, you don't. You don't have $1 million. But why don't I? Like that's what are you trying to say? What's the deal? What do you want me to know?
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. But we do. We all have that. It's just raising our vibration to match that. That's all.
Now that you have our whole congregation
Let's do
sitting in twinge.
Let's do it. Yes. But that feeling is not to be denied. It's to be worked with and recognized because it's operating underneath you all the time. So if you can be the one in control of it.
Yeah.
One of the things that works for me really well, unfortunately it doesn't work at work, but I can come home from work and it will work. There's nothing like having a purring cat on your chest.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love my cats, and they're my babies, and I treat them like my babies.
Yes. Yeah.
And even though they irritate the hell out of me sometimes.
Yeah.
Babies do that.
I love them to death. And if I had a dog, I'd be the same way. And I've been going to this gym for the last year that has a gym dog. And when that dog is not there, you can feel the palpable lack of its presence. And I've actually come into my house when I have 4 cats. One cat was at the vet and through her home, and I could feel that the one was missing.
Right.
So there's some kind of energy that animals bring into your home that just makes my energy go up.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree on that. I'd say, well, so you've learned a lot of things here today on the sofa.
Girls.
But I have one from online. Reverend Cindy is home today, and she says, because I once again was having a health issue, I was so mad I dropped the F-bomb on, it was half self-care. She said, just being honest. And, I believe the F-bomb clears the throat chakra. And
it does something.
Yeah.
It feels good. It does something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those times
Yeah.
when you need to just
There are sometimes you need to clear your throat chakra. And
Right.
yes.
and if your ministers do it, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can do it too. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
It's
And
minister
anytime,
approved.
anytime I get that look from people, I always say, I'm not that kind of minister.
Yeah.
Like when I get that judgment look from people, like my mom has a
Were you
tendency.
mistaken?
Yeah, my mom has a tendency to think that somehow upon becoming a minister, I changed who I was as a human being. I don't know. And so sometimes I'll say something and she'll go, Reverend daughter. And I just crack up because I'm like, yeah, mom, I'm not that kind of minister.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
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 God made
We're
us all.
real. We're authentic and
That
real.
is.
So you're gonna get what
And
get.
happy anniversary, honey.
Happy anniversary.
Yes, I know. We talk about being
God,
authentic and real.
Yeah.
And that was our very first
Right. 2 years
topic,
ago.
our very first thing.
Month theme.
Yes, that we wanted to be authentic. We wanted to be real. We wanted to be vulnerable, and we wanted you to have it too.
Yeah.
And we know we have no control over you.
But we
But-
wanted everyone to feel safe to be
To be
exactly
able
who you
to.
were, because
Yeah,
we recognize that even though we're the same faith, doesn't mean that we have the exact same opinions
Right.
on everything. And I just wanted to feel safe to say, I wanted to be able to say whatever came, because we're not scripted. And sometimes
what?
I know. And sometimes you get those little hits inside and you're like, oh, I shouldn't probably say that. That's,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to create something. It's okay if I'm going to your church and I feel like I probably shouldn't speak that or whatever.
Right.
But it's something we've created. I
Right.
don't want to have that feeling. I don't want to have that. I want to be able to say whatever it is. And even if everyone in the room does not agree, they can still agree that my being authentic is what we all need. We need to be able to speak our truth in front of each other, even if it's not popular.
Right. And that,
It's
I
just
think,
my truth.
I think that was such a thing to create that safe space.
Right.
And, there's a lot of talk about DEI, right? And, I would definitely say that we have the diversity and inclusion type of situation when it comes to who we are as human beings in
What we
in
represent.
this. Yeah. And I wanted that. I
Yeah.
so wanted that. And I still do. I mean, I want that to grow
Yeah.
because I think it's so hard to be in this world without community,
Right.
and so many times people feel like that's not who I am, or that's not where I belong, because they don't look like me, they don't talk like me, they haven't had this experience like I had. And then we look at, in 12-step, we talk about looking for, the similarities versus, the exclusions of who we are. So that is something coming from that world that I really wanted to incorporate.
Right.
Was that we would look for the similarities.
Right. And we wanted it to not be, we even though we are religious scientists, it wasn't that we wanted to create a religious science church necessarily.
Right.
That's just our belief system. But we wanted it to be open to everybody, that everybody we could look out in the room and see any faith, any kind of person. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But because our real goal is just to help you create a life you love, not
Right.
make you be any religion or any belief system. That wasn't the goal. The
Right.
goal is that we are actively working on that for ourselves, and we want to share whatever we can share for everybody in the room and beyond, the same tools.
So that's why we're a spiritual church club.
Yeah.
Versus a church. Because I think we both had a little bit of angst around that word,
Right.
And if you look back at our first ones where we're standing and
We tried to.
we did everything like we were taught to do.
Right. And they were like, this is
And we were like,
don't like
this is so not us.
We don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it. So it became something that was very authentically and organically changed to be sitting with no shoes and talking. And
that's the other
Yeah.
thing too, is if you are trying to start anything of your own or working on anything of your own, and you're trying to make it a certain way or make it perfect or make it fit some mold, I will tell you that The best thing, this is one thing I've learned over the years, and I'm creating something new right now and trying to push myself through this because I know this. I know that it doesn't get perfected or formed until you start. So you think you're going to get it all, you got to get it all done. And then no. Actually, no, just start, just do something, because then you start to go, oh, you know what? I don't really like standing when we do this.
Right.
You know what? I really want to sit when we do, I really want to take our shoes off. That stuff didn't happen before. We didn't know that before. We only knew that because we started, and it started to evolve with us. And then we knew how we wanted it. So sometimes you just have to you get it enough in order to where you can just go. And then the rest gets figured out because you've started.
Right.
So,
and I think I always knew that I wanted audience participation because I was an audience participator at our last church, and I don't always think it was appreciated. I would just.
And I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
Because that's not usually how I am. I'm the person sitting in church being very, whatever. But then this evolved to a thing where it's a beautiful thing that we have the ability to do that. And it's just easy and it feels good. It is.
That's the thing.
And how many times have somebody raised their hand to say something that's been so profound, or like even today, the comments, and everybody else is going, yeah. I feel like, well, I wouldn't have said that or said it that way.
Right.
So the fact
or
that
even
we're
remember to know these things, like when Amy was talking about this, or the microdosing.
I love that. To say that. I don't know that.
Like these are,
so I'm like, I'll be writing that down.
Yeah, I'll be writing that down.
This energy sweep. I learn things new. I love it.
One of the things I like when I speak at other churches outside of here, it's very different for me because I'm standing up and I have an agenda.
So you gotta be paying attention to not falling over. Like this is my concern.
These are like things, right?
I don't have to worry about that sitting down. I'm not gonna stumble.
And I actually said, when I was in Prescott, I actually said that. I was like, well, normally I take my shoes off and I sit down. So this whole standing up with shoes on is a little different for me on a Sunday. And I say, my congregation, it, answers back. So if you ever go and hear me speak, I am always asking questions, and people will be like, and I'm like, I didn't hear you. Like, I was like, I want, because there's an energy exchange for me. Right. That's one of the other things when people go, oh, I thought you were only online. And that's why I was like, oh no, we're in person too, because there's this energy exchange. And even when I'm speaking at a church and I'm not asking questions, right, I am still in conversation. Because this is about that connection, right? Making eye contact and having that connection and knowing that what I'm saying is landing, right? Because otherwise, I will be sitting down. Because what's the point, right? Like, okay, if it's not landing with you, there's no reason for me to keep moving my mouth. So funny. I try.
But I love that about us. I love that we've created that and we've stayed true to that, right? And so I feel like that energy is growing, and that's why we see everyone in the room participating and that feeling happening. But it's coming from letting our inner joy, who we are on the inside, shine. Just like our card says, I let my inner joy shine like the sun wherever I go. It's like just being your truth is really all that is.
That's the biggest gift that you can give this season.
Who you are
is to be who you are.
Yeah.
And be who you are with your friends, and be who you are in the grocery store, especially in the grocery store. As a previous grocery store worker, I'm just going to say this time of year is so hard because people are calling out and, they're understaffed and people are mean.
Yeah.
People are so mean to grocery store workers. They really are. So bring that kindness, bring that smile, bring that joy wherever you go, because you don't know who the last person they interacted with was like to them.
Exactly.
Right? And it's hard to maintain your light when people are being mean, right? We've all, everybody that's ever had a job, right? Like, we all know that one, right? Mel was talking about how her job is very emotional, right? And having that and being able to be grounded, to be resilient, to be in that present moment and know that it's not going to be lasting, right? When we're dealing with those big emotions. I think that was the most profound thing I heard today was to remember that, like, this will end. And I think sometimes I forget that.
Don't hold on to it.
Don't hold on to it, right?
Yeah.
Don't make
Yeah,
it. Like, if you're
right.
going to hug something, that ain't it. Like that. It's like hugging a cactus. No.
Don't want to do
Don't want to do that. And sometimes I feel that way. Like, I'm just, so feeling my feelings fully that I don't see an end to it. And so thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me this too shall pass.
Shall pass.
This too shall pass. Like a kidney stone, but it'll pass.
Oh my God. It will pass.
It will.
And especially if a lot of us remember to put that messenger hat on.
Yes.
What message are you trying to put out there? What are
Right.
you sharing?
Messenger of peace. I love that.
Peace or joy, hugs,
Yeah. Love.
laughter.
Laughter.
Like, what are you putting into this world, especially right now where it's joyous, can be a wonderful, happy, joyous, spirited time. It can also be a completely opposite, miserable, angry, rude, whatever.
Mhm.
But what are you going to be? What are we
Right.
putting out there? What are we creating? Because we want to be creating a life we love, and the only way we do that is from inside
That's right.
outside.
And here we are, the end of
Stop it.
2024,
Oh my gosh, we have 3 weeks.
which has had a lot of things happening
Oh my gosh.
throughout
what a
this year,
What
right?
a year.
It has been both globally and internally.
I know. It's
There has been so much movement and like,
and push. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of the push to move forward, or
To move
level, or
forward,
level
to
up,
level,
push.
yes, to level up, to
And
bring
that's
the
hard.
frequency up.
That is hard.
And,
Something's up.
Let's not forget, just because 2024 ends, our work is not done. Right. This is what we're going into this next year with. I still can't believe that 2000 was a quarter of a century ago. Okay, let that resonate,
When we all
right?
thought the world was going to end then.
Right, I
That
know.
was a good
Yeah.
time. That was
Right?
a good time.
Right.
Y2K. And then 2012, I was going to end it
Right.
too with the Mayan calendar. I mean, there's been quite a
I
few
know,
times
it's
where the
been
world
so-
was
everybody's
ending.
caring.
And we survived it. So that, as we go forward into 2025, let us remember that this too shall pass, and that we can microdose our way through it.
Yeah.
And that may mean mushrooms for some of you. It can be a time period of self-care that we bring our joy to everyone.
Right?
And, and if you need help, please reach out.
Oh, yes.
Always, please reach
Please
out.
reach out.
We're available for you, friends, family. If you feel like there is somebody that needs, reach out. We always tell the people that are feeling the depression or that, reach out if you need help. Guess what? They can't. So if you haven't seen your friend, if you haven't heard from your friend, shoot a text, make a call. Littles by Lyric will help.
They will.
There's
There's a little card. There's different
Yeah, there's
inserts
different-
that you can put in there.
different
One
cards you
talks
can
to
put for
somebody
it.
having a bad day or a
Yeah.
terrible day. But yeah, you can't when you I lost my train of thought.
But when you're in that
Littles.
area, it's very hard sometimes to reach out.
It is.
So
It is. And before you get in there,
Yeah.
the best way to be resilient is to create resilience before you need it.
Mhm.
So the practice is now. The work on that is right now. If you feel like you don't have a tribe, the time is now to be reaching out, making connections, or practicing asking for things little things, so that when something happens, you're comfortable with asking then, or making enough deposits into the relationships so that if you ever do need that, tribe in that way, it's normal for you to call or ask or talk or bring it up.
Right.
But if you don't do it in the good times or when just whatever's going on,
you won't reach
when
out
you're
in the bad
having
time.
those moments, you'll feel like you don't deserve it or you can't because you haven't made the deposits in now. So resilience, everybody can have resilience, but it's something that you do ahead of time, not when you need it.
Mhm.
So
I
build
love
it
that.
build it now. Is resilience in your body and your health is now. Get your sleep, get your water, get your exercise, get
Right.
whatever your practices, you're getting that inner whatever.
Right.
Get all that off.
I like that.
Yeah, do that
Shake it
stuff
up.
right now.
Dance it out. Love to dance it
But
out.
especially with your tribe. Build your tribes now. We have a whole
And if
community
you don't
here.
have a tribe,
We're right here.
We're right here.
people.
we're right
This
here.
community is right here, ready for
We
you.
are here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think I yelled at them enough today.
All right. You all
I
have your
feel good.
marching orders.
Have you all been yelled at enough?
You all know what you're
All right.
supposed
Your
to do.
Philly's really coming out today too.
What's that?
Your Philly.
My
Oh,
Philly. I noticed that myself. I
Yeah.
heard a few. I don't know. I was watching Facebook this morning and there was this guy in a golf cart with an Eagles helmet over it.
Oh God.
And I was like, man, some days I do miss Philly.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
I thought you were feeling
Better than
Christmassy.
she said.
I am feeling Christmassy.
With
It's
the
my
llama, I
llama
mean.
drama.
Llama
My
drama.
llama drama.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. And I got Rudolph and his girlfriend.
Rudolph, we're ready.
Yeah.
I think we're
I've
ready.
been looking at that for an hour trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah, it's Rudolph. Yeah, there you go. Rudolph and his
Now I
girlfriend.
see it.
Let me see the
Yeah.
girlfriend. Let me see the other side. Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't see the
cute
red
too.
nose, so I think
Yeah.
It's not Rudolph.
Yeah, this one's Rudolph.
I love
I
it.
forget. Clarice. That was her name. Clarice. There was, yeah.
I think that was
Silence of the Llamas. I mean,
Anyway.
they-
Fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I've had way too
All
much
right,
coffee.
with that, we're going to pray out
All
now.
right, let me get ready for it.
My people.
Yeah, let's breathe that in, that joy, that laughter, that humor. Knowing that we are here to give God a good time. That there is only one life, one energy, one breath, one divine heartbeat. And this is God, universe, divine energy. And this is me, as it is everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. So I speak my word for the highest and best good of this day, knowing that we are blessed, we are guided, guarded, and protected. And we are grateful for this time together, for all that has been, knowing that we are one in the divine mind. So as we move out from here, we bring the gift of joy, this wellspring of effervescent joy bubbles that is inside each and every one of us, that bubbles up and goes forth, bringing the light of God in this time to everyone we experience. And for this, I am so grateful. I bless the leaders and teachers of all faiths, all cities, all counties, all countries, all states, knowing that they are guided, guarded, and protected, and that they bring what the divine has for them to do. And I say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe. I let it go. I call it good. And together we say, and so it is.
Yay!
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My turn.
Yes.
How can we support you?
Well, thank you for asking, Barb.
Gosh, you're so
I love that. You can support us in a couple of ways. One of the first ways and best ways is get us out there, get us known. So we are on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
Begin Within Ministries on
Begin
YouTube.
Within Ministries. And we are on a Facebook group, Sofa Sundays. It's a group, not a page. Facebook group. Join us there and you'll get little tidbits throughout the week from us. Also, we are on Instagram. So always like and subscribe. as well as if you'd like to donate financially, please go to beginwithinministries.com. If it doesn't work, Google us. And if you Google us, it'll come up. You'll see the girls. Go to that page. We apologize. We've been working on it working. So
I know.
this is what we ask from you. And if you can and you would like to join our spiritual church club and become a partner, it's $45
Get
for
your
a
mug,
single
people.
person, and $75 for a couple or a family. You get your mug. Ready? Hot Okay. And you also get a little sofa charm, and you get to
Be with
experience.
us. Are you
get
kidding?
to
Like
be
what?
with us. But in case you
Oh.
can't come here,
All right.
yes, you can't come here.
Well, you can still. We have plenty of members or partners that are
online,
Mhm.
and you get our classes for free,
right?
and other discounts and goodies. So yes, you can join us.
And you get to
that way.
support this community as it's growing. You get to be part of the original. The first 100 are going to get the Spiritual Church Club partner jerseys.
Yes.
We're
Yeah, so
working
we've
on
been
it.
working
We're
on that.
I
Yeah.
know. Everybody's going to get their numbered jerseys. So
Right,
let's
there
go.
you
Let's
go.
As soon as we get to the 100, we're
So
having
which
it.
one's going to be number 2? Anyhow, we appreciate you.
It took me a minute. I'm slow.
We love you, and we're so grateful you joined us today. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Goofball.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.